On August 14, 1931, B.R. Ambedkar said to Gandhi in a meeting at Mani Bhavan in Bombay, Gandhiji, I have no homeland. How can I call this land my own homeland and this religion my own, wherein we are treated worse than cats and dogs, wherein we cannot get water to drink? The Independence Day issue of Outlook looks at Dalit movements across the country. In that, the issue analyzes what freedom means for Dalits in our country. Outlook collaborated with scholar Suraj Yengde to put together the issue. Chinki Sinha, editor of Outlook magazine, in her introduction piece titled Unsettling Truths, writes, "If I'm not a Dalit, can I speak for them? That's a question I have often encountered. I speak for myself. I speak for the sake of questions and for people who shared their stories, for writers who wrote their narratives and put them out in the world. And I speak as a woman, as a citizen of this nation where I often come across incidents of violence against minorities and lower castes and women, and as a reporter who is a witness and a chronicler. I write as a woman who is aware of her privileges, as someone who is categorized as general category and has to navigate through many unfreedoms. That's my lens to look at caste." Ambedkar said, women were the gateways of the caste system, which lay down a structure for the subordination of women. As a feminist, I thank him for giving us some rights. Munia and Gangajali, these were women who lived in the gaps between narratives. They were just there as props in the background, untouchables and invisibles, and forever in the shadows. They are lost to me now, but they made me ask my first questions about caste and women. Munia used to clean the toilets in the neighborhood, and before she came upstairs, she announced her arrival in a high-pitched voice. My grandmother would remove anything that lay in the path. Afterwards, Munia would squat on the floor and tea was served. Her cup, which was always kept in a corner and never in the kitchen, had little pink flowers on it. The cup was pushed with a stick towards her. Munia always wore a big bindi on her forehead. I still remember her face. It was decades ago. I remember asking my grandmother why Munia didn't sit with her. "This is how it is," she said. That wasn't much of an answer. I asked her again. "She's a lower caste," my grandmother said. "What's lower caste?" I don't remember if she answered that. This was in Patna, Bihar, where caste is so entrenched and it is a struggle to free ourselves of caste privileges or the stigma. Gangajali used to take care of my grandmother when she had turned an invalid. She would clean her, feed her, and do everything that filled my family members with disgust. I remember Gangajali combing my grandmother's hair. She did it slowly, with love. And yet, when my grandmother passed away, Gangajali was not even given a moment to grieve. She was thrown out. She picked up her meager belongings and left. I saw her leave. I couldn't do anything, but I asked why they let her go and where would she go. She had nobody but us at the time. In fact, the lives of the women in the household and of Munia weren't very different. They were both oppressed in their own ways. Their bodies were the sites of control exercised by men. In Munia's case, it was more violent perhaps, more pronounced, more visible. But what's so visible exists too. That's my way of trying to understand the hierarchies of the caste system, where we, as women, are the gateways. We are the lesser humans too. We were casteless.